season long. What are the keys to victory for both of these two teams?
Well, for Atlanta, if they're going to stick with Baltimore, they're going to have to limit their turnovers and run the ball with the aforementioned BDG Hollywood. It's going to be the challenge. Again, as you said, Mike, the Vultures have only allowed one rushing touchdown through half a season. For Baltimore, it's simple. You're 5-1, stick to your game plan. Limiting turnovers and shutting down Hollywood should be top priorities, though. Which team will come out on top, Mike? There's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
All right, Matt, well, let's head down to the field. We'll get this one started shortly as the teams get ready for kickoff. Atlanta is going to kick the ball away first, and Baltimore will get the first shot on offense. Atlanta kicker Sammy Steele has the ball teed up, hand in the air, and we are underway from the Hive. Ball is being returned by legendary return man Giovanni Bolt as he gets all the way up to the 28-yard line. Would not be surprised at all, Matt, if we see him return one for a touchdown in this game on either a punt or a kick return. He's done it multiple times throughout his career.
Yeah, he broke a tackle there, but paid for it a little bit. Little receipt there from Atlanta.
Jack Wigmore, the second season quarterback under center, on first down and 10 is going to hand the ball off to T-Roy Gaines, who's going to go up the middle for a gain of 1. Wigmore is the quarterback. Gaines is the halfback. The receivers, Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, and Mac Chima. A pair of tight ends make up the starting roster for Baltimore, Jay Hayden and Lloyd Graham Jr. Second down to 9 now, 3 wide receivers on the field. Wigmore hands the ball off to Gaines for a second straight play and for a second straight time. It's just a gain of 1. The starting defense for the Atlanta Swarm. Defensive linemen Chris Porter, Billy Ray Valentine, Leo Jefferson, and Joshua Williams. The linebackers Cole Finnegan, Cree Higgins, and Aquantis Shine. The secondary Connor Darien, Blake Hamrick, Jay Miraculous, Moose Papineau, and Chris Henry. Wigmore in the gun on third down and 8, fires over the middle. That one is caught. Converting for a first down, Mac Chima with the catch.
Great grab by Chima. And, boy, third and 8. Those third and longs are hard to convert, but good job by Baltimore. Back to the T-Roy Gaines show. We'll find out shortly.
First down and 10 now from the 48-yard line. Gaines off tackle to the right, and he goes for a loss. Met immediately in the backfield by Higgins. Second down and 11.
Yeah, Higgins read that play perfectly in the backfield before Gaines could even gain an inch, and has lost an inch or a couple. So Baltimore's got to open up a little bit more, I think.
Second and 11, offset I. Gaines takes a handoff again, and he'll only gain 3 on this one, making it a third down and 8. Keys to the game. Baltimore, they need to limit mistakes and force takeaways. They've been doing that quite well all season. Atlanta, they have to run the ball efficiently. Both of these teams, Matt, 3 rushing touchdowns each last week, so the run game will be critical on both sides of the ball, and 2 excellent running backs to get it done, and T-Roy Gaines and BDG Hollywood on the other side. Third down and 8. Swing route out to Gaines, has a blocker, stiff arm, but can't quite get there. Gets up to the 44-yard line. That'll bring up a fourth down and 2. A little bit far for the legendary Shark Tarkington.
Yeah, that's what Gaines is known for, those screens. He's got a ton of receptions in his career, but couldn't quite squeeze it out on that play. Just probably a yard or two too long to try to run that play.
Offense still out on the field, Matt, on this fourth down and 2, and I'm not at all surprised. I'd actually like to see him snap it, but they do snap it because the Atlanta defense jumps off sides. They got him to jump, Matt. It's going to be an automatic first down.
Discipline. Those pass rushers sometimes get a little ahead of yourself. But fourth down, you got to think they're going to, most likely, going to not snap this ball. Just wait for the ball. They did not do that, and so now Baltimore continues to roll.
Well, a fresh set of downs now for the Vultures after a costly mistake by Leo Jefferson.
Yeah, Baltimore's converted right. Third down long, and now on a fourth down. It's a tough way to keep a drive going, but hey, it's working for him so far.
2 wide receivers in the formation. Wigmore hands the ball off to Gaines. Gaines with about 4 yards to work. Up the right sideline, bring up a 2nd down and 6.
Gaines, I think, best run of the game. That's good. 4 yards. Back like Gaines, he'll break a tackle and he's off to the races. So don't be afraid to, he stopped a few times. It just takes one.
Gaines had a 38-yarder last week on his 16-carry, 80-yard performance. Wigmore going down the left sideline. He's got his man towards the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Ivory Irvin, the leading receiver on the Baltimore Vultures squad, gets another one and adds a touchdown to his impressive season. That's touchdown number 5.
Great grab by Irvin. Yeah, one of those corner routes, and corner was clearly out of position. A nice broken tackle there. Irvin almost got him by the feet, but he's like, nope, I'm getting the 6. So great start for Baltimore, although buoyed by that offsides on 4th and 2.
Jay Miraculous in on the coverage. Moose Papineau with that last-ditch effort to make the tackle. Can't quite get it. Ivory Irvin on the season, Matt. 53 receptions. It's good for 4th in the league. 605 yards. 7th in the league and 4 touchdowns. Now 5. Another top 10 stat for him there. He's leading in several categories, having a very impressive season. Extra point by Shark Tarkington is up and through. Baltimore now leads here in Atlanta 7-0.
And I know we hark on points off turnovers, Mike, but that 4th down conversion is pretty much a turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that should have been a stop. It was out of Tarkington's range. They would have had to punt, and the mistake gets the ball back in Jack Wigmore's hands, and it's short time later, he gets it right into the end zone.
Whoa.
Kind of running a little bit to the outside there. Gets it up to the 19-yard line.
Like he was running slants, but not the greatest return. The north-south is generally where you want to go. Look for your opening and then kind of break through, but running sideways kind of gives the defense the advantage there.
So Bryant Dynasty leading the offense out onto the field. BDG Hollywood takes the first snap of the ball game, goes up the middle for a gain of 1, and Matt, Baltimore already out in front. 54% road win percentage, as best in the SFL. They have done a fantastic job at home and on the road. Very winning franchise, and it's never a good sign to let them get on the board first. Dynasty hands the ball off to Hollywood again. A nice gain from Hollywood as he's able to get up to the 28-yard line. It looked to me like he got up to the 29, Matt. I thought he got the first down there.
I challenge it, but it's a 2nd down play. You got 3rd inches, just give it back to Hollywood. But Hollywood, I mean, if he gets ahead of steam, this is one of the fastest backs in the SFL, one of the most elusive backs in the SFL, and has some of the best vision in the SFL. So you got to stop him before he starts going.
9 seasons in the league, the 6-foot, 209-pound BDG Hollywood will probably get the ball back here. I formation on the field. Everybody on the Baltimore defense playing close to the line. Dynasty with the hard count. Hands the ball off to Hollywood. Can he extend? He does. He gets past the line. 1st down and 10, converting on the play. And now we'll see if we see a challenge from the other side, Matt.
Yeah, I thought he was short. But again, we couldn't get a...
Here we go. There we go. Challenging the spot of the ball. Always a difficult challenge when there's a crowd of players there, but we'll see if we see anything on the replay that tells us one way or the other.
Now watch the ball, not Hollywood. Where's the ball? And the ball is in the hand that's not far forward, Mike. It's on the wrong it's on the wrong side of the line, unfortunately. If it had been in Hollywood's other hand, he would have had the first. So I think he's clearly short there, and this is going to be overturned.
Yeah, kind of makes you wonder if Mark Chisholm should have challenged the second down play, and it is indeed overturned, so it will be a fourth down and likely inches.
And that's I guess the one weakness in Hollywood's game. He's not a guy that's going to break a lot of tackles, Mike. He's a guy that runs fast in the open field, just so dangerous. But when you need that 1 yard, he's not bad, but it's not his strength. He's not going to lower his shoulder and just destroy somebody.
Chris Smith on to punt now for Atlanta. Giovanni Bolt back to receive. Bolt takes it at the 34-yard line, and a very short return. Only had one punt return last week for 3 yards, Matt, but Giovanni Bolt, number 1 in the league in punt return average, averaging 6.4 yards per return. He's got 108 yards overall in the season, and for his career, 4 punt return touchdowns. It's just somewhat unheard of. That's number 1 in the league. So keep an eye on Bolt when he gets other punts going forward in this game.
Gaines.
Leroy Gaines off tackle to the right. Gaines 5 on the play. Second down.
Juked the guy out of his shoes, and then Gaines is known for breaking some tackles, and the defender was holding on by his tootsies there. Didn't quite let him get away, which was very important.
Did you just say tootsies?
Yeah, what's wrong with tootsies?
Nothing. That's fine. I was just making sure that's actually
just trying to expand your vocabulary, Mike.
Wigmore hands the ball off to Gaines immediately in the backfield and ripped to the ground by Joshua Williams. Another tackle for a loss for the big guy.
That wasn't tootsies, Mike. That was the upper body. There's nothing Gaines could do. The blocking didn't set up properly for him, and now Wigmore's going to have to convert another third down.
Joshua Williams, his 13th TFL on the season, top 5 in the league in season 16. Wigmore steps up, throws over the middle, and that one is incomplete. Well defended, attempting to hit Daley Holder. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 7, a quick 3 and out for the Vultures.
Let's check this replay and see what Holder. I thought he had it in his hands. Nah, I don't think so. There was so much traffic there.
Yeah,
slant
real tight
and
coverage.
Oh, the ball gets batted down.
Yep, Connor Darien got his hand in there.
Darien, big play. That's so important for Atlanta. They kind of have to run a balanced offense, really run the ball. And if they get behind 14-0 early, it's not the way you want to start.
So 3 and out. Pablo Gates on to punt for the Vultures. Standing back at his own 25-yard line. Gets this one away, taken from the 20 and returned up to the 31-yard line. If you are new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and role-playing into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our new website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. High formation on 1st down and 10. Ball is handed off to BDG Hollywood, met right at the line by Al Walker. No gain on the play. Let's talk about the starting offense for the Atlanta Swarm. We've seen Bryant Dynasty at quarterback and BDG Hollywood, the halfback. Mitchell O'Brien is the fullback. The wide receivers are Siege Falco and Boo Chisholm, a legend in his own right. The tight ends, Jamal Wooding and Will Todd, the first rounder. Swing route now out to Hollywood.
There we go.
Legend spin, Matt. You've been looking for that all night long, and obviously still early in this ball game, but there you go.
That's more what I want to see. I mean, who better to run swing routes to than Hollywood? You get him in open space and whoop, right past it. Nice block by 68, and then Hollywood breaks that tackle anyways, keeps the feet going, and gets another extra 2 yards. That's just great design. Go to your strength.
Yep, absolutely, Matt. Making grown men look silly since what, about season 8, season 9? Hollywood gets the again, gets only 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. Let's talk about the starting offense of the Baltimore Vultures. The defensive line, Nate Brown, Al Walker, Saron Yates, the 4th, and Tucker Lewis. The linebackers, Frank Smith, Alvin Mack, and Nolan Pierce. Secondary, Marvin Himes, Ben Stackenpaper, Austin Brigham, Giovanni Bolt, and Troy Loshaw. 2nd down and 8. Dynasty back to pass, steps up into the pocket, and somehow gets that one past the defender. Bolt in coverage. Matt, how did Bolt miss that one? Pass was hauled in by Casey Morgan.
That was insane pocket presence by Dynasty. You might say that's a bit of a gunslinger throw, but you know what? It wasn't a pick, so I say good play.
3rd down and 1 now, offset I formation.
Here's the problem now. Again, they get some blocking for Hollywood.
9 in the box for Baltimore. Hollywood gets the handoff, and no, he can't get past the line of scrimmage. Snapped from the 44, tackled at the 44. Big number 95, Tucker Lewis, with the stop, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 1.
Well, we all know that Baltimore is one of the best coach teams in all the SFL, and they've studied what they need to do, and they said, priority number 1, stop BG Hollywood in the run game, and so far they've done just that.
Punt is away to Giovanni Bolt.
Long punt.
He'll let that one bounce, and he runs into the end zone with it. Oh, for the love of football. He had the ball, Matt. All he had to do was just, collapse. Fall to the ground. Tuck and roll, son. What are you doing?
Do the ladder like Mike likes to do sometimes.
Oh, wait. Do the what?
In practice, you like throwing laterals all the time. I don't know
the
why.
lateral, yeah. Yeah, just pitch it back onto the field. Anything. Touchback. Anyhow, Jack Wigmore back out onto the field for the Baltimore offense. 3 receivers out to the right. He's going to swing it out to Gaines on the left. No blockers out in front, and it'll be a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7.
Feel like it's a cat and mouse game between these two backs. Which one's going to break through first? There's a screen kind of doing what Hollywood did on the last drive, and not quite as successful. Wigmore, though, I take that rating so far. I don't think I've seen one that good in many games.
Wigmore pump fake and checks that one down behind the line of scrimmage. Gaines has no room to work on that one. Will be a loss of 1 on the play, bringing up another 3rd down and 8. We've seen this a few times now, Matt.
And Baltimore's converted a lot of them, but not on their last attempt. So this Atlanta defense got to be ready. All the receivers on the field, except there's one tight end, probably Lloyd Graham.
Wigmore, short pass, and that one is incomplete. Well defended. Lloyd Graham Jr., the intended target, hit him in the hands, but then he was hit right in the gut. Ball fell to the turf. 4th down and 8.
That's when you don't throw it to the tight end, when you're 4 yards short, and there's a defender just waiting in the wings. It's like
the tight end after the line to gain.
Better get that man some ice around his chest. That looked like a painful hit.
4th game, 4th time these teams have met now. Vultures currently leading the series 2-1. The last time they met, July 17th of 2020, Atlanta was able to eke out the win. That was the opening game of season 15 after Atlanta had won the season 14 championship. The very next game played was Baltimore at Atlanta here at the Hive, and Atlanta winning that game 35-32. The other 2 matchups, Matt, they were both played in Baltimore, and each time these teams have played, the winner has scored 30 or more points. So can expect to see some more points in this one.
One would hope. Trips to the bottom, not a lot of coverage there. I'd be looking that direction.
Dynasty back to pass, and he does indeed go that way. Hits his target, and that's good for a gain of 9. Connecting for a 2nd time now with Casey Morgan.
These are some long dropbacks Atlanta's using. I don't know if I like it. I'd like to cut it by 1 or 2 steps, just get rid of it quick and get those 8 yards without risking your quarterback getting sacked. But we'll see how that plays out as the game goes forward.
2nd down and 1, 2 backs in the backfield. Dynasty hands the ball off to Hollywood, and Hollywood gets past where he needs to, crossing over midfield up to the Baltimore 42-yard line. 1st down and 10.
That little half spin that Hollywood did, it kind of got him a couple extra yards. Again, this guy just needs space. If you get him space, he's pretty much unguardable.
We've seen some pretty intense spins
I've seen
from
this
Hollywood.
formation before.
Dynasty to throw, gets it in Hollywood's
Hold on,
hands.
dear
Watch
bud.
for the spin. There it is. 2 back-to-back spins, but well defended by the Vultures.
I just love seeing Hollywood spin, Mike. I bet
Marvin
he's great at
Himes.
parties.
Marvin Himes, the first one there, making the tackle. That's the end of quarter number 1. Baltimore leads by 7 here at the Hive in Atlanta. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter after this.
One of the most dynamic running backs in the SFL, BDG Hollywood, had a tremendous game last week. And look at some of these runs, Mike. Look at the speed, the vision. Boy, he is gone. Oof, he's just, you can't catch him, Mike. You just can't.
Not with speed like that, you sure can't.
No, that was just one of his devastating runs. Also in the passing game, we've seen it tonight. He's going to put someone on a spin cycle right here. Watch these two guys. Whoop! Bye-bye. Oh, man, that's embarrassing, but that's what makes Hollywood so great. And, you know, one of those short yardage carries, just get a little touchdown right here. Little shift there, nice vision. And he finished the game with 149 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Atlanta's going to need him today.
Absolutely. Even added up another 15 yards through the air on 3 receptions, and currently with 15 yards on the ground. We'll add to that total. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith with us on stats, Cameron Irvine in the production truck, and a deep pass down the left side all the way up to the 16-yard line. And that'll get them into the red zone for the first time tonight, as the pass is caught by first-rounder Will Todd.
That's a dime throw by Dynasty. There's open field. He's like, well, throw it to the open spot, right to Todd, and Todd does a great job in catching the ball, and luckily Bolt was back there to make the tackle, or he could have been going into the end zone.
14th pick in the Season 16 SFL draft, coming from the San Jose squad in the minor league. Hollywood gets up to the 13-yard line. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
I guess Baltimore's been watching the same film I have about the Hollywood spin. They got roasted once, but he's tried twice again, and it hasn't worked. But there's always another time.
Second and out and 8 now from the 13-yard line. 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Dynasty will throw, fires towards the end zone. Down. Swarm.
That was a one-handed grab, Mike, by Boo Chisholm. Oof, you watch this replay. He's in between two guys. At least that's what it looked like to me. And just made an excellent snag. Let's see, plenty of time for Dynasty to watch. Oof. One-handed catch in between two defenders. If you're a quarterback, you got to buy that guy a beer after the game or whatever, his drink of his choice, because he just bailed you out.
Well, Boo Chisholm, Maddie, came into the game with 8,932 career receiving yards. That was 9th in the league. And with that catch, it moves him up to 8th in the league, passing Nick T. Quick.
An old teammate of mine.
There's also touchdown number 60 on the 9-season-long career from Boo Chisholm. 15th overall in receiving touchdowns in SFL history. So historically speaking, Boo Chisholm, one of the greatest that there was. And passed up your old teammate Nick T. Quick for the number 8 spot in receiving yards.
Funny story, my first ever comeback with Carolina, I threw a last-second pass to Nick T. Quick for a touchdown back when I was a young man.
Very much not a young man anymore.
Oh.
Gets it up to the 21-yard line. And that is where the Vultures will start their first possession of quarter number 2.
Great thing about being named Boo Chisholm, Mike, is that the fans are booing. They're just, even if you're doing good or bad, it's like they're doing good. They're chanting my name. They're saying boo.
We're doing bad. Hey, they're calling to me. They want me to make a big play. Wigmore under center for first down. Short drop and out route up towards the top of the screen. That one's caught, but only for a gain of 2. Making the catch is Mac Chima. Second down and 8.
Well defended by Atlanta. A little flare there, and didn't work out so well. And I expect them to go to Gaines maybe again. Nope.
Not unless it's a shotgun draw. I think that might be your least favorite play.
Yeah, maybe a screen. They'd love a screen here, I know.
Wigmore down the left-hand side, and that one is caught in triple coverage, hitting Lloyd Graham Jr. His first catch of the ball game, and that one's good for a first down.
Yeah, Wigmore's doing him no favors here again, throwing it in traffic, and poor Lloyd Graham just getting sandwiched, but hangs on to that one at least.
First down and 10 now from the 37. Wigmore, another short drop, and immediately gets it out to Gaines. Wow. Gaines only has 2 yards on that one. Second down and 8. Appreciate all of you joining us from wherever you're watching the Simulation Football League. If you are watching on twitch.tv/FTF Next, you could join in on the live chat that's taking place. And looks like Lloyd Graham Jr. just checked back into the chat right when he made that catch. So good timing to come back to the game for Lloyd Graham Jr. Gaines takes the handoff, sidesteps the defender, spins, and gets up to the 47-yard line. A nice run from T. Roy Gaines, setting up a 3rd and inches.
Yeah, nifty run there. His own version of the spin. Not quite Hollywood, but you know what? It got the job done. A little juke, actually the spin did get the job done very well. And now with inches, you just give it to Gaines again.
Right tackle Mel Blackman on that play, Matt, actually set up 2 key blocks to allow Gaines to get those yards. 3rd and inches, they're going to throw a nice out route down to the bottom, and that one is caught, hauled in by, looks like Jay Hayden. Hayden's first catch of the ball game, and that's going to give Baltimore a fresh set of downs.
Well, Baltimore has 2 highly paid tight ends, and that's where you want to take advantage of them when the defense is playing the run. They're in a 4-3, and then you get one of those tight ends on a linebacker and say, I trust my tight end more than you're covering your linebacker.
3 receivers, 2 running backs in the formation. Ball is handed off to Gaines. Gaines with some blockers out in front. Gets a nice gain of 7. Now averaging 2.9 yards per carry. A lot of that was due to some of his first few snaps of the ball game only going for a yard apiece, but these last few carries, Matt, it's been adding on some good yardage.
Yeah, just keep giving them the ball. 2nd and 3. I don't see any reason to change the plan. But maybe Wigmore's got other plans. Maybe he's going to throw it on the screen to the top.
And it is indeed a handoff, off tackle to the right, taking some time to develop, but worth the wait as he gets all the way up to the 36-yard line, moving the chains.
That's what Gaines gives you, right? He's faster than your average power back. Not quite a hammer, but he's going to shed a lot of tackles, and that's what he did there. There was a defender bearing down on him who was able to break off that tackle and get some extra yards. So good on Gaines, and Baltimore, new set of downs.
Wigmore steps up, pressure coming in his face, and that one picked off, going back the other way. Moose Papineau with the interception at the 22-yard line.
Mike, can I say it? Can I say it?
Say it.
The moose is loose.
The moose is loose.
Moose. See, that's another great name. We got Boo, we got Moose. See, every time you win.
Interception number 5 on the season for Moose Papineau, leading this secondary in interceptions and tacking on another one there. Had 2 picks last week, Matt, and already 1 in this ball game. BDG Hollywood off tackle to the left, spins, breaks, tackles, and crossing midfield, turning on the afterburners and gets up to the 26-yard line. What an impressive run, and look at that average now, 9.9 after that 53-yarder.
That's what Hollywood does, Mike. They ran off tackle, great blocking. Look at the vision. There's the double spin, running away from people, and almost I thought he was gone, but saved by just a little bit. Troy Loshaw making the save, but you cannot. That's undoubtedly the best spin in the league, Mike.
No kidding, Matt. And poor Troy Loshaw, he was given everything that he had to try to keep up with Hollywood, and just finally said, I just got to dive and see how it goes. Got his legs and made the tackle. I thought he was gone too. I thought he was going to pull away. But first down and 10 from the 26-yard line. Dynasty out route to the bottom. Boo Chisholm with the catch for a gain of 6, sliding out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Smart play. Hollywood's probably over getting some oxygen, so a nice little short pass, get your 6 yards, and now I think Hollywood's had enough oxygen. He's ready to run the ball again.
Second down and 4 now, just inside the red zone. Ball is handed off to Mitchell O'Brien, and that one is going to go for a gain of 1. So we tick down to 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
O'Brien, huh? Is he the lucky charm? Not on that run, but you know what? Again, giving Hollywood some more rest, but now you got a kind of a tough situation. 3rd and 3, and this formation, they could do anything. All the stars around the field.
And they will throw wide open over the middle to Siege Falco. That'll set up a first down and goal now from the 6-yard line.
So they put Hollywood and O'Brien to block, giving Dynasty plenty of time, trying to dissect the defense, and finds a hole in the zone. And that was a great throw and a really great catch by Falco. He really had to reach out and sets Atlanta up nicely at the 6-yard line. I'd try a run once and see what happens. Or, you could throw a screen. That could work, too.
And here comes the screen Matt called for. Hollywood gets it behind the line of scrimmage, is only able to get a yard. But BDG Hollywood, Matt, the next Hall of Fame shoe-in, what do you think? I mean, there's so many running backs that are already in the Hall of Fame. But, I mean, look at that. First all-time in carries, first all-time in yards, in touchdowns. He's got the best in the SFL, 6.4 yards per carry this season. And, I mean, averaging 9.6 in this ball game right now. Takes his hand off, and it's going to hurt his average a little as he gets absolutely leveled in the backfield. And a little slow to get up after that one, Matt.
On that last play, as Obi-Wan would say, that's not the screen you're looking for. BDG was on a dead stop when he got the ball and couldn't accelerate in time. You got to hit Hollywood when he's moving forward. And now I think Atlanta's got to throw the ball.
And they will throw,
What
floating
the?
it towards the end zone. Boo
Beautiful.
Chisholm, touchdown Swarm.
See a touch on that ball by Dynasty, Mike? He floated it over. Look at this. Nice and easy, floating it over the defense. Boy, that's just beautiful football. I need to practice that. I don't think I float. My balls just kind of go sideways. They don't move like that.
Oh, yeah, your passes are absolutely terrible. The 6'4" Nolan Pierce in on the coverage for Baltimore, so I think he just wanted to loft it up over his head to Boo Chisholm, also 6'4". Got it into his hands. 2 touchdowns now on the ball game for Boo Chisholm, adding on to his career total. That 60 touchdown mark didn't last very long. 61 now on his career. Atlanta is up 14-7. 14 unanswered points now for the Swarm. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first half.
Looks like the hive's buzzing to me, Mike.
Hive is indeed buzzing.
I brought bug spray just in case. I don't want to get stung. I'm not allergic, but it hurts.
Well, you're a little wimpy.
Yeah, that's true.
Ball is teed up. Giovanni Bolt standing back midway through his own end zone, and he'll take a knee, bring this out to the 20-yard line.
Well, we're in a dome, Mike, so the wind isn't a factor. That's just pure leg strength.
First down and 10 from the 20. Baltimore going to attempt try to get some points on the board before halftime.
Plenty of time, just run their normal offense.
Quick pass over the middle. He
That'll do
hits Jay Hayden, a nice catch and run up to the 36-yard line.
That's a good way to get it done. Again, get Hayden and Graham involved. They're mismatches for defenders, just the size and the speed. And, you'll take a hit like that after that long a game. You're just happy you made it that far. At least I know you'd be happy.
Absolutely. Clock continues to roll inside of 3 minutes.
A little screen to the bottom to Gaines would be nice.
Wigmore instead hands it off to Gaines. Nice blocking out in front off tackle pass to midfield all the way up to the 41-yard line of Atlanta's territory. A great run by Gaines.
Well, both teams running the same off-tackle run, and both teams having great success. No one in the vicinity. Gaines is not quite as fast as Hollywood, but he breaks tackles like that. And, he went too. So these backs start to show up a little bit more as this first half winds to a close.
4 receivers now on the field for Baltimore. Out route up to the top, hitting Lloyd Graham Jr. Gets the first down conversion up to the 27-yard line, stopping the clock with 2:16 to go.
That's a great throw by Wigmore. Look at where he hits his tight end. Plenty of space for Graham to turn upfield. Didn't lead him out of bounds. And Baltimore's in great shape with 2:16 to go.
Wigmore breaking the huddle. 112 yards on the day. Has thrown an interception. Also has a touchdown pass to Ivory Irvin, which was not listed there. Short drop for Wigmore. Out route, and that one's nearly taken to the house, right into the hands of Blake Hamrick. And that is how we will head into the 2-minute warning. Second down and 10 on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
Baltimore beat Vancouver last week in overtime, and T.Y. Gaines was a big reason why, Mike. Let's look at some of his touchdowns here. It's a little off-tackle run. Peels off a guy and scores. And then celebrates in the end zone.
You got to celebrate. Look at him celebrating with his team.
Here's a little bit of a longer run. Gaines just look at the vision. And then here we're going to see the power. Mike, going to break a tackle there. Break a tackle there and score. He also has big playability. And one final touchdown. Baltimore down by 3. And that puts them up. And that was a big one, as T.Y. Gaines was the only Baltimore Vulture offensive player to score a touchdown in that game. Mike, without him, they probably would have lost.
Absolutely, Matt. And he's got 48 yards on the ground, 17 through the air so far in this one. Second down and 10 now for the Vultures. Wigmore out route to the top. And that one is completed to Ivory Irvin. Third down and 6 coming up.
Kind of a big third down for the half, as if they don't get it, probably kick a field goal, and then Atlanta is going to have plenty of time to set up a drive of their own.
Crowd here at the Hive on their feet for this third down. Wigmore in the gun. Looking, firing over the middle, and that one is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Daly Holder. Well defended, and it'll be a fourth down.
That's another one that was close to Holder, and see if he got his hands on this. Yeah, this time he did get his hands on this one, Mike, but he took a shot right there, 57, and we're going to settle for a field goal for Baltimore, and Atlanta's going to get some time to see if they can put some points on the board.
Shark Tarkington now on for the field goal try. 3 of 3 last week. Along of 52. This one will be from just under 40 yards away. Kick is up, and it is good. Tarkington leading the league now with 19 made field goals on the season on 19 attempts. He's been perfect.
Yeah, if the Shark gets out there, it's pretty much automatic. So it's a weapon to have for Baltimore, but they only got 3 and not 7. And so unless Atlanta turns the ball over, they're going to go into halftime with at least a 4-point lead. But a lot of time left for something crazy to happen one way or the other.
Minute 48, all 3 timeouts, and Atlanta will also get the ball back to start the second half. Casey Morgan returns that one straight out to the 20. Taking it out of the end zone, only costing them a few seconds, but gaining them no yards. First down and 10 now from their own 20-yard line. Bryant Dynasty back out onto the field for the offense. 12 of 12, 102 yards. Maddie's been perfect on the day. 2 touchdowns as well. See what happens here on this drive. Ball's handed off to Hollywood. He's going to spin and spin some more, but is tackled for a loss. Alvin Mack getting him in the backfield.
Was wondering if Atlanta was going to come out and throw, or if they were going to try to hand the ball off, and if they got some decent yards, go for it. Now, I don't know, Mike, they could be in, we're just going to run, and if we don't get the first, just be happy with our lead.
4 wide receivers on the field, so we'll see what they do with 1:15 to go and the clock rolling.
Looks aggressive to me.
Dynasty out route to the top, and Boo Chisholm makes the catch and gets out of bounds.
I don't love that play, Mike, because now you have a 3rd and 6 if you don't convert. Punting it back to Baltimore, and they're going to have great field position. So, I think I would have thrown it a little bit deeper or just run the ball.
They're down in 6, trips to the bottom. Dynasty will throw. Firing deep down the right sideline, and that one is going to be incomplete. 4th and 6, and they will indeed punt it back to Baltimore. Coming up on the SFL halftime report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will analyze the first half and provide updates on the Carolina Queen City game and catch you up on the Lacy family and their son Evan's accomplishments. It's all coming up on the SFL halftime report. Chris Smith punting this one away to Giovanni Bolt. Bolt will take it and have a little bit of room to work. Not much. Gets it up to the 41-yard line, but that's it. So, Matt, with a leg like Shark Tarkington on the Baltimore Vultures, they don't have too terribly far to go to at least get in field goal range. 3 timeouts remaining for Baltimore.
And that's why I hated that second down play, because you could have wasted 30 seconds more, and this would have been a much more difficult situation. But 58 seconds and all the timeouts, Baltimore doesn't have to chuck it way down the field just yet.
And they don't. They chuck it 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and gain 4 of those back, resulting in a loss of 1, 49 seconds, and rolling as everybody scrambles to get back in position. Wigmore snaps, pressure coming, fires over the middle, tipped in, almost picked off. Moose Papineau at the Moose was loose again, but the ball got loose from the Moose and falls to the grass. 3rd down and 11. I can't say that again. I'm not even sure what I just said. 3rd and 11.
Moose gets loose and gets his hand on the ball and it drops, but no one hears it. Does it actually drop?
Yes, but it does not make a sound.
Okay.
Wigmore in the gun now, 5 wide on the field. Wigmore, quick throw over the middle. That one's taken away, picked off out of the sky. Jay Miraculous with the takeaway. And Matt, 34 seconds and 3 timeouts. Atlanta's got another opportunity to put some more points up.
Mr. Miraculous there playing zone and then decided to play man. Oof, he got awfully undercut, but good play to come down with the ball. Well, that's uncharacteristic for Wigmore, throwing 2 picks and a half. And Atlanta, man, you got to capitalize on this. You got 34 seconds to go. I'm going to, well, maybe I'm not going to see what I want. Throw a screen to Hollywood. Maybe he'll break one for 40.
I think we're going to see a handoff to Hollywood. He could still break one for 40, though. We'll see. Hollywood takes the handoff, and he gets 3.
Timeout.
It looks like
not a great formation.
Almost like they're trying to set up a Hail Mary. I don't know if I'd want to try that, but Dynasty will throw. Hey, it's a nice deep pass over the middle, and how about that? Jamal Wooding heading down towards the end zone, and he gets tackled at the 12-yard line. A beautiful catch and run by Jamal Wooding, his first catch of the ball game, and it was a big one.
That's the advantage, having 2 tight ends, Mike, especially one as good as Wooding. Wide open in the middle of the field. Oof. Bolt almost picked it off, but he went for the ball, not the man, and that might not have been the thing to do. Is now, I believe Atlanta's going to trot out Sammy Steele and get an extra 3, bring it back to a touchdown lead.
12 seconds to go. I'd like to see him at least try something, but no, you're 100% right, Matt. Sammy Steele on for a field goal try, made 1 last week. 12 of 14 on the season. This one straight down the middle from 29 yards away. Good snap, good hold. Oh, pressure was coming, but the kick is up and through. Atlanta extending their lead now by 7.
That was big. I thought they were stuck in a bad play, Mike, but they had a pass audible, which was key. And that one play to Wooding just set them up perfectly. They didn't have to throw a Hail Mary that has about a 0.01% chance of success. And, that's how you beat a team like Baltimore. You take advantage of those turnovers. Atlanta had one earlier, kind of with the 4th down situation, jumping off sides, but Atlanta got some points back.
Giovanni Bolt now standing back to receive the kick, and he'll take this one out of the end zone. No kick return for touchdowns quite yet this season. 5 on his career. Oh, he's trying to set it up, but it wasn't to be. 2 seconds to go in the first half.
He got skinny. I thought he might get through that hole, Mike, but not quite. And that's big again for Atlanta. Now they just have to, not let T. Roy Gaines run for 76 yards. Could happen.
We'll see. It looks like it'll be one handoff and then heading us into halftime. And he's going to throw.
Oh no!
Oh boy, that was terribly dangerous.
What the heck was that?
Well, Matt, what that was a screen pass to Michael Cole, the tackle, and almost bounced out of his hands and then went for 6 the other direction.
I think someone
My
stole
goodness.
Kelly's play sheet.
10-17, the Swarm lead here at halftime. We'll be back with the SFL halftime report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome to the SFL Halftime Report along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and a great first half from Atlanta. Can't complain. 17-10. Swarm lead the Vultures. Bryant Dynasty completes his first 13 passes. 2 were Boo Chisholm touchdowns. Bunch of fireworks in this game. Mike, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, Atlanta couldn't ask for a better start than they did, Cam. Like I said, Bryant Dynasty almost perfect in this first half. A couple of touchdown passes to Boo Chisholm, a couple of turnovers. Jay Miraculous had a big interception there at the end of the first half. And to be honest with you, Cam, I think Baltimore is a tight game, but Baltimore's been struggling on offense to get anything going. The Ivory Irving touchdown pass may not have happened if not for offside on fourth down that gave Baltimore a new set of downs. But so, these guys are struggling in the first half. Atlanta, couldn't ask for anything better. Pretty much perfect from Dynasty. No turnovers. BDG Hollywood's had a pretty good first half as well. Atlanta's in great position right now.
And in the duel of running backs, Hollywood out dueling Gaines probably by just a bit, but it's early. Queen City and Carolina, that game's still in the first quarter. Queen City scores in the first 2 minutes on a bomb to James Matthew Jr., but Harish Prasad is leading them back. I don't have an official number on this just yet. It just happened a couple minutes ago, but an unofficial 90-yard punt return touchdown for Harish Prasad. That's the first punt return touchdown of the season in the SFL, and Carolina has whittled that 14-0 deficit down to 14-10.
Yeah, Cam, I was wondering, had Carolina gotten off the bus yet, because Queen City came out on fire. As you mentioned, a big touchdown pass to James Matthew Jr. Farrell Raines on the very next possession had an interception, and then Queen City followed that up with a touchdown run from Jet Zero, and all of a sudden, early in that game, it's 14-0, and Carolina hadn't had anything going. But then all of a sudden, they get the ball. Whistle Jones on a field goal as a drive stalled out there late in the first quarter, and 3 and out from Queen City after that, and a huge punt return from Passad, and all of a sudden Carolina's back in it.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that and have game breaks and hopefully time permitting bonus coverage of that game as well from Buffalo. Well, if you missed it yesterday, Lone Star made a powerful tribute to their free safety Evan Lacy, named by Lacy Sr. The player's name, Evan Lacy. Their son, their late son. They named the player after him. They had a tribute video. Lone Star played last night. If you missed the tribute video, here it is, and then we'll let you know how Evan Lacy did during that tribute game. This is the story of Evan Lacy.
This sister's heartbreak is immense.
My brother was the biggest blessing of my life.
Evan was a good person.
He was something special. He will always be something special.
Man, Evan, he just always had his hand out for everybody, and for things to go like they did with his situation, I don't see why somebody would want to do that to him, because Evan would never try to hurt anybody. He would try to help somebody.
He's always been a caring person, he'll put people first. He's never been a selfish kind of person. And I feel like he's always had an open heart with people. He's always seen the best in people, definitely.
Evan has always forced me to have confidence in myself.
With everything, my best friend, we did everything together. He was the brother I never had.
He was definitely family to me, definitely a brother to me, somebody that I feel like I could count on. I could call Evan if I needed something.
He told me never give up on my dreams, and it just always stuck with me. I'm going through personal problems right now, and I wish he was here to talk to me about it, but I just remember in the back of my head, he always tells me, keep going. It's like I hear him talking to me. I just try to model my life after him. He's still living through me. So his dad was actually my father figure growing up too. So I actually go to him to talk about stuff I don't feel comfortable with talking to my mom about, whether it's girl problems or, just man things, and he taught me how to be a man. So I talk to him every day.
Van, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm great. I'm anxious. I'm ready.
This has been a long road, my friend. I just want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Are you ready to play for Lone Star?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. Absolutely.
Let's do this. Let's get it done.
My wife is in the background dancing.
All right. Well, I'm going to start dancing here pretty soon. Well, God bless you, man, and welcome to the family. We can't wait to bring you in the locker room. Good things are coming down the road, and let's go win some games.
Thank you. Likewise.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Evan was a great kid. Never, everybody looked up to him as far as being a leader, as far as being a friend. Evan was 19 when he was murdered. My son was my hero. I can't express that enough. I mean, it's not, I don't even think that's common for a father to look at his son as his hero, but the way that my son was, his personality, his traits, I thank God for giving me the strength and whatever else he blessed me with to raise such a great kid. And I feel honored to be his father.
Evan Lacy last night had 10 tackles and a pick. The pick turned the game around for Lone Star. They were down 21-0. At one point, they took the lead in that game, but DC did win the ball game, 38-28. But Lacy balled out. He even knocked Kevin Say out of the game, Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate, and got a big stop to force a fourth down. He had a great game.
Yeah, Cam, he did have a great game last night. As you mentioned, that interception he had in the end zone in that game turned that game around. Unfortunately, Lone Star was not able to hang on and get the victory there, but great performance from Evan Lacy in that game in honor of his son.
Kudos to Lone Star, Tom Welsh, everyone involved with that tribute. Our thoughts are certainly with the Lacy family as they continue to search for answers on that tragedy. For now, Carolina down 13-14 to Queen City. Atlanta leads Baltimore 17-10. Two more terrific games going on in the SFL right now. And after this break, we'll get back out to Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson in Atlanta for the second half. This has been the SFL Halftime Report, and we'll be right back after this.
And welcome back to the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia, where Atlanta is about to get the ball to start the second half. Currently out in front in this one, 17-10. Happy to have you all with us this evening. I am Mike Daggs on play-by-play. With me in the booth, the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs, Matt Wilson. Gerald Smith with us on stats. Cameron Irvine producing the game for us back at SFL headquarters. Ball is knelt down in the end zone, brought out to the 20. So a back and forth first half. Matt, Baltimore getting things started with a 9-play, 72-yard drive, resulting in a touchdown pass to Ivory Irvin on the opening drive of the game. Some punts would go back and forth, and then Atlanta would start scoring and ended up getting out in front. Haven't relinquished it yet. Bryant Dynasty swings it out to Hollywood. Hollywood sidestepping, trying to sidestep Marvin Himes. Can't quite get past him. And it'll set up a second down and 1. Dynasty first half stats, 15 of 16 for 163 yards and a pair of touchdowns. BDG Hollywood, 66 yards on the ground, another 34 now through the air. I formation on second down and 1. Hollywood takes the handoff straight up the middle, breaks through one tackle, can't break through the second because he is met by a pair of tacklers. Brought down by Troy Loshaw, and it looks like Austin Brigham was there as well.
That's how you want to start, though, if you're Atlanta. And you get the ball to Hollywood, gets up to speed, and now driving those legs, getting those extra yards. You love to see it. And Atlanta scored right before the half off that interception, that field goal, which sets them up great here. If they can get at least 3, they'll be up 2 scores.
Hollywood taking the handoff, met behind the line and brought down in the backfield. Now they'll spot him with no loss on the play. 2nd down and 10. Tucker Lewis, all 304 pounds of him, bringing Hollywood to a halt.
He might have lost 0.4 yards, just rounds down.
2nd down and 10, offset I formation. Deep drop for Dynasty, and he'll go. Oh, throwing it right into the hands.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I can't believe he dropped that. Troy Loshaw, I thought he took that one away, but it falls down to the turf and incomplete.
I was waiting for the ref to call that one.
For the Baltimore Vultures, Jack Wigmore, 202 completions at 2nd in the league, and then both of these tied for 1st. Troy Loshaw with 7 interceptions, and Shark Tarkington, 18 made field goals.
Yeah, that's the Shark. He's pretty much automatic.
Key performances by some key players. Out route is tipped and incomplete. Well defended, and that will bring Atlanta's first drive of the second half to a halt at their own 37-yard line. 4th down and 10. And Chris Smith trotting back out onto the field to punt it away to Giovanni Bolton. Matt, in the other game going on, Carolina Queen City, Carolina had a punt return for a touchdown. Giovanni Bolt not to be outdone. See if he can get one in our game.
See if Baltimore goes for the block or just plays tries to block for Bolt. They're not going to.
I'd go for the block. Set up some blocking, see what Bolt can do from the 24-yard line. Breaks one tackle, tries to break 2. Still a good return. Gets 11 on that punt return up to the 35-yard line. I love every time he gets the ball in his hands just to see what. I mean, there's potential on every return.
Yeah, he could break 1 or 2, and then it's see you later. 2 games, 4.6 yards per carry, very respectable. And I'd keep feeding him now that Baltimore's got the ball back. Try to answer back with a touchdown and tie this thing up.
55 on the ground, more through the air as this out route is complete for 5 up to the top, hitting Ivory Irvin. His 3rd catch now on the day, 44 yards for Irvin. Had the 35-yarder that ended the first drive for Baltimore in the end zone. His first catch of the ball game, resulting in a touchdown. Been slightly quiet since then, but he is leading the receiving core for Baltimore. Out route is complete.
Oh.
No, it is complete, but short of the line to gain. Jay Hayden with the catch.
You'd love to see your receiver or tight end just wave the ball in front of that first down marker, try to get that yard. But 3rd and 1, it's gains time. It's time to pack everybody in. Just give it to him right up the middle. And more often than not, I think he's going to get it. You got the fullback in there. Spreading them out a little bit. I don't know if they're going to run, Mike.
They are going to pass. It's going to be a quick pass over the middle, and that one is hauled in by Lloyd Graham Jr. Lloyd Graham Jr. having an outstanding career. Now over 3,000 receiving yards. The 12th tight end all-time in SFL history to hit that milestone. Congratulations to Lloyd Graham Jr. Not only on that, but also moving the chains. 1st down and 10 now in Atlanta territory.
Yeah, that was rolling the dice on 3rd and 1, huh?
Absolutely. Wigmore, short drop over the middle. And that one is caught in traffic, somehow sneaking it through to Mac Chima. So we see the quarterback comparison, and both quarterbacks having decent days. Wigmore's just got to get the interceptions under control.
I thought the corner was going to undercut that and take the pick. Watch. Oh, it was a linebacker. That was the problem, Mike. The linebacker wasn't looking it in.
Cole Finnegan, not quite as nimble as the secondary players, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Cole's got to someone's got to throw him some balls to get to track that thing.
To the jugs machine you go. Wigmore out route down to the bottom. And, that comeback route just was broken from the get-go, Matt. Mac Chima with the catch and the loss of 5.
Okay, he's okay, but he's a little upset, I think. I thought there was an interception, Mike. I was like, they're going the other way with that. But I'm like,
And it's picked up. Wait, no.
no, so that's as good as a sack, and Baltimore's still in fringe field goal range. They can't afford to lose any more yards.
Wigmore, short drop out route to the bottom, complete, and they gain most of those yards back.
Well, good news is now they're definitely in the shark range. Again, in the dome, kickers love domes. I mean, why wouldn't you? No elements. Unless it's an unfortunate air conditioning gust, cough, Atlanta. I'm not saying anything.
Mac Chima with 5 receptions on the game so far. Wigmore out route to the top, tipped, taken away. Moose Papineau, he's loose again, Matt, and he's going to go all the way to the house. Touchdown, Moose.
Stole my line, Mike. I was going to yell it, but no. What a great play. Knocked down by number 21, and then Moose takes it to the house. And boy, that's a real momentum shifter.
That is Moose Papineau's first career pick 6.
Well, I did say he was loose, Mike, and he's been running rampant all over this Baltimore offense. Deflections, picks.
First pick 6 this season, second on his career, but an amazing pick, and the return there, just the speed he was able to get down that sideline and into the end zone, that'll extend the Swarm's lead now by 2 scores, 24-10. And Wigmore, Matt, he's been doing pretty good so far on the season interception-wise. He only had 10. That was good for 4th place in the league, and now he's already got 3, one of which has just cost them 7 points.
And now Ivor Irvin and Daly Holder and Mac Chima, they really got to come to play as well. Even Lloyd Graham. Baltimore might just start going a little bit deeper on some of their plays. It's still midway through the third, lots of time, but boy, you just got to get that 7 back. You want to get back as quickly as possible.
Giovanni Bolt gets it up to the 24-yard line, and Jack Wigmore will come back out onto the field. He's got to shake that off, Matt, as a fellow quarterback. What would you do if you just threw a pick 6? You got to lead your team. You're down by 2 scores.
Just got to forget it. You just got to run your offense like you normally do. I mean, Mike, I threw a backwards pass, bounced to the turf, defender picked it up and scored. So I've been more embarrassed in my day. Oh, jeez.
Pass into traffic. Now, you say forget it, but maybe adjust from it too. Trying to hit Lloyd Graham Jr. there, but in what looked like at least triple coverage.
Like the best quarterbacks have short memories. You can't be afraid. If you're afraid and you freeze up, you're gonna get sacked, or you're gonna try to overcorrect and throw more turnovers, cost your team. You got to play loose out there.
Good point. Wigmore under center now on 2nd down. Swings this one out to Gaines. Gaines spins and gets up to the 29-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 4.
And you got to run plays like that to help out. I mean, we got to remember, Jack Wigmore has only played a season and a half in the SFL. He came in midway through last season, so really, he doesn't even have 2 full seasons under his belt.
This is true. 3rd down and 4, going deep down the right side, and he's got his man, Ivory Irvin, catching the ball at the Atlanta 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
And, Mike, that's why you have to have a short memory. It's a tough throw. If he's thinking, well, it's got to be safe, might get picked. Nope. Threw the ball up for his receiver, placed it beautifully in coverage, and, great play.
Absolutely.
Can't be afraid to throw the big play out there. You can't be afraid. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust your receivers.
Offset I formation now in Atlanta territory. 1st down and 10 for the Vultures. Wigmore firing over the middle again, and he's got Lloyd Graham Jr. all the way down to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
What did I tell you, Mike? Just got to have confidence out there. There's another. That looked almost similar. Wigmore throwing it over the top of the entire defense. Where are the safeties at? And Lloyd Graham, who's had a great game, and Boy, they've really, really moved the ball down quickly, and they're in good shape to get those 7 points they lost to that pick six.
The tight ends for both of these teams making an impact for their squads. Lloyd Graham Jr. with the most recent catch, but also Jamal Wooding getting it done as well. He's had a quiet night, Matt. Only one catch for Jamal Wooding, but it was a 47-yarder. Lloyd Graham Jr., 4 receptions for 61 yards. And a lot of top 10 marks for both of those tight ends. First in receptions for Lloyd Graham Jr., 8th for Jamal Wooding. 2nd down and 5, and that ball is handed off straight up the gut. T-Roy Gaines gets it to the 11-yard line, sets up a 3rd down and manageable 3, now averaging 4.5 yards per carry. You remember he started off averaging about a yard per carry, and then we saw that stat the last time get updated to, I think it was, what, Matt, about 2.5 yards, and now he's quickly
and look,
approaching 5.
I would love a screen to the bottom here.
We'll see what happens. Wigmore goes down to the bottom out route, and that one is caught for a touchdown. Getting the catch, Mac Chima, and he's in the end zone. And the Baltimore Vultures cut into Atlanta's lead.
Beautiful sideline out route, Mike. I said, well, go to the bottom. Baltimore had bigger plans than a screen pass.
Yeah, they did, Matt, but that was a same sort of general idea. I think that Wigmore saw what you saw. I mean, most of Atlanta's defense up near the top, so take advantage of that out route down to the bottom, 1-on-1. And Mac Chima is able to get it done, getting into the end zone. 7 receptions, 55 yards now for Chima. And a touchdown. Extra point is up and good. 7 plays, 76 yards for the Vultures. And that's a heck of a way to respond, Matt. I mentioned at the start of the drive, how do you shake off throwing a pick six? And you said just keep slinging it. And that's exactly what Jack Wigmore did, moving the ball 76 yards, mainly through the air into the end zone.
Yeah, like I said, it's the opposite of what you think they would want to do, but they dialed up some good plays for the quarterback. He had a short memory, made some accurate throws, big plays, and Baltimore is right back in this ball game. 7 points. Now it's time for the defense to go to work, or maybe Hollywood will spring a big run.
Mac Chima last week, 7 receptions, 71 yards, could not find the end zone. Wigmore actually did not even have a single touchdown pass. Has 2 now in this one, 1 to Ivory Irvin, 1 to Mac Chima, and now the ball is back in the hands of Bryant Dynasty. Hands the ball off to BDG Hollywood. No gain on the play, but a flag is out on the field. Number 99 jumping a little early on that one.
Well, if you're going to jump off sides, that's the down to do it. Not on a third and short situation.
Or even worse, a 4th and 2.
Well, I was trying to avoid that exact comparison. But since you hammered it home there, I guess, yes, I would agree.
So 1st down and 5 now from the 25-yard line. Offside I formation in the backfield. Bryant Dynasty
off
under
tackle
center. And he's going to instead hand it off to Mitchell O'Brien. O'Brien's 2nd carry of the ball game goes for no gain. Be a 2nd down and 5. Well defended by Frank Smith, the inside linebacker, with the tackle for no gain.
And I don't mind that, if Hollywood's tired, but he was still pretty fresh. I would have given him a try-off tackle, see if he could outrun some people. But now you got Dynasty in a kind of a rough situation here. 2nd and 5. Well, probably 2nd and 5.
Dynasty deep down the right side, wide open. Nobody's even on him. Passing midfield inside the 30-yard line. A huge play for the Atlanta Swarm all the way down to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Boo Chisholm just getting behind the defense, running to the corner and just taking off. And yeah, luckily, big saving tackle there. Chisholm would still be running.
Boo Chisholm, 5 receptions, now approaching 80 yards through his catches. 2 touchdowns for him as well. Adding on 47 right there. Now the leading receiver in the ball game.
Atlanta's aiming to respond quickly to that Baltimore touchdown.
Hollywood with the handoff, and he goes nowhere. Met right at the line by Alvin Mack. 75 yards on the ground for Hollywood.
Again, when Hollywood's fresh, I'd love to see him go off tackle. I think that's the Hollywood kind of run. Get him moving kind of diagonally, get him some speed, maybe he can spin in or out, and getting him up the middle, it doesn't seem to be working against this defense.
And try up the middle again, see if it works, and it does not. Alvin Mack once again with the stop. They'll spot him a gain of 2, but it's still a third and a long 8.
And I bet when O'Brien gets coming along a little bit more, still a young guy, so he'll be taking more of those up the middle kind of runs, and Hollywood will be running more to the outside. Like right here, Mike. You can't. It's 3rd and 8, but this was a first down. I'd love to see it.
Dynasty with the catch, and turning up field is Will Todd. Will Todd with his second catch of the ball game. His first went for 22. That one goes for 12, but it's another big one as it moves the chains on what was a 3rd and long.
Yeah. Another Baltimore player going for a pick. Missed the pick, and that let him, Will Todd, get the first down. Another throw to the tight end, Mike.
It's a way to get it done. Putbacks now in the backfield. Dynasty with the out route down to the bottom. That is Boo Chisholm once again with the catch. Gerald Smith from the stat truck letting us know Boo Chisholm now over 9,000 career yards. An impressive career for Boo Chisholm. And, we already mentioned that he moved up from number 9 overall in yards to number 8, and now hitting yet another milestone.
Yeah, no reason to think he won't keep climbing. Top of the screen, Mike. Look at how far off.
Yeah, playing all the way back at the goal line. The line of scrimmage is at the 9. Dynasty takes a snap, looks up towards the middle, and that one is caught for a touchdown. Not exactly where you wanted it to go, Matt, but it still got it done. Siege Falco with his second catch of the ball game, and that one's good for 6.
Yeah, I thought the top of the screen looked pretty good, but Dynasty, again, he can see things the best from the pocket, and Falco just running kind of a slant and beats the middle of the zone, and Dynasty drops a dime in there, and now Atlanta just answers right back. And Baltimore back to square one. Gonna be down 2 touchdowns again shortly.
Sammy Steele on for the extra point try. And the extra point is up. Oh, almost blocked, but it is up, and it is good. Atlanta extends their lead 31-17. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. You can follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcast each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thank you for your support and your viewership.
Great, you told him that. I was going to be hashtag Fire Wilson. I think that was trending at one point earlier in the season.
Well, I tried. Look at Bolt. Spins out of the tackle and scoots up to the 24-yard line. I'm telling you, he's going to break one. I just, we'll see. We'll see.
Right,
not quite yet.
I hope he never gets hurt, but you might want to try Bolt back there at running back.
Well, I think they already have a good enough running back in T-Roy Gaines. Well, maybe put them both back there, and then you don't know who it's going to go to. And Jack Wigmore, quick pass over the middle. Good for a gain of 8. Ivory Irvin with catch number 5.
Again, Wigmore back to square one. Got to reset the brain. Saying, you know what? We did a great job on the last drive. I threw some great passes. Just see it again. We're just going to go down the field and score.
Second down and 2. Wigmore. Another short pass over the middle and a little bit of contact there as he tried to hit Lloyd Graham Jr.
If I was Graham, I'd be saying, hey, where's the flag? But not called, so unfortunate. 3rd and 2 now is an interesting decision for Baltimore. Do they think Gaines can get 2? It depends on the look. I think this is a look I could run on. Yeah, so see if they go that direction.
4 down lineman for the Swarm, offset I. Gaines takes a handoff, has blockers and a flag. Gets up to the 48-yard line, but we'll have to see. All too often on an offensive running play, it's offensive holding. See what the ref says as he makes his call. And it is indeed holding on the offense. So that'll bring that one back like it never happened. The fullback, Jordan Mitchell, called for the hold.
Oof. That's a rough one to end the quarter on.
Well, that is indeed how we will end the third quarter. 1 quarter remains. Baltimore will have the ball, but it'll be a long snap to go here. Atlanta up 31-17. We'll be back after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Hive for this long 3rd down and 12. A big play for Baltimore as we flip sides of the field. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. Gerald Smith with us on stats. Cameron Irvine producing the game. 4 wide receivers, Jack Wigmore in the gun. So many things happening. Wigmore throws, tries to hit Ivory Irvin, and it's incomplete. The ref falls to the turf. Chaos and mass hysteria. Ivory Irvin missing that one. The first target going his way that he did not catch, and that's a 4th down and 12. They will have to punt this one away.
Now Atlanta can lean on Hollywood in the run game and try to drain some clock. At least that's what I try to do. Of course, knowing them, they're just going to start coming out slinging it, throw a touchdown on the first drive. Baltimore fans say, no.
No, I think you might be right, man. I think we might see some BDG Hollywood runs. Oh, almost blocked. Oh, gosh, and he gets his head taken off. Leveled back at the 40-yard line. Yeah,
I thought
it looks like Pablo Gates. Yeah, Pablo Gates is looking for a running into the kicker penalty, I think. Camera panned back to him, and he's kind of standing there like, where's my flag? Was not to be. Brian Dynasty back out onto the field. 19 of 22, 236 yards. He's only had 3 incompletions this entire game. 86.4% completion percentage, 150.9 rating. BDG Hollywood takes the handoff, runs right up the middle, and Matt, like you were saying earlier, that particular style of run has not been working too well for Hollywood yet this game.
They haven't had the blocks, I mean, he's just running into guys right away.
Second down and 8. 4 wide on the field. And Dynasty will throw. Pump fakes, goes down to the bottom, and that one's tipped and incomplete. Troy Loshaw getting his hands on the ball. Ben Stacking Paper in the area almost picked it up off the deflection. Third down.
I thought it was a good read by Dynasty, but apparently not. It was a great athletic play there.
Third down and 8. The Swarm at risk of having a quick 3 and out with hardly any time taken off of the clock, which certainly would work in Baltimore's favor. Dynasty will throw again, swings it out about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but BDG Hollywood turns on the afterburners and runs all the way to the Baltimore 47.
Yeah, there was no one near Hollywood. He just, I think he was a track athlete in college. Because look, from a dead stop, he's like, yep, I'm running the 40 as fast as I can, and maybe a little bit more. As I mean, most normal men would have been caught probably 5 yards back down the field. But that's why you got to give it to Hollywood in those screen situations. Again, in space is where he's dangerous.
Dynasty in the gun. Empty backfield on first down. Short pass over the middle. And that one is good for only a gain of 1. Simulation Football League broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No prior experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. Hollywood takes the handoff on second down and 9, runs off tackle to the right and almost gets to the line to gain third down and inches.
To me, that's the Hollywood run, Mike. Off tackle, plenty of space, gets up to speed, gets 9 yards, third and inches, and clock a ticking. It's a tough one now. Hollywood's had trouble getting these like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, but this is inches. I think you got to give it to him anyways and see what he can do. Or you can throw a screen pass.
We saw a stop on 3rd and inches earlier in the game, but they will try a screen pass this time. Still well defended and tackled in the backfield for a loss. Troy Loshaw read that one perfectly.
Well, they also throw it to the short side of the field, which I can't stand on screenplays. You want to give your running back as much room as possible, and Hollywood kind of was trapped by his own sideline there. And I guess the bright side is Atlanta did run some clock, and they're going to – this is a decent punt. They could pin Baltimore deep in their own end, but it all depends on the special teams.
Not going to let Sammy Steele try for the super long field goal try. Bolt's going to let this one bounce at the 7, down to the goal line and into the end zone for the touchback. Visit the all-new SFL website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. Links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,400 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy, and let's see if Jack Wigmore can put the ball into the end zone on this drive. 80 yards from the goal line. Wigmore in the gun, fires deep down the middle, tipped and picked off. The Moose gets it again. Moose Papineau spins back to the 37-yard line. He has been all over the place this game.
The MVP, Mike, the most valuable moose.
He is the most valuable moose, Matt.
I mean, there's some in Canada, there's some in the U.S., but right here in Atlanta, that's where the best moose is, right there, the most valuable moose.
3 interceptions, including one that went for 6 from Moose Papineau. He is absolutely balling today.
Oh, but let us know where Moose is from. I'd be interested.
It's got to be British Columbia or Vancouver or I don't know, somewhere up north. Maybe Vermont. I've been in Vermont plenty of times looking for moose. I haven't seen one yet, so we'll see. BDG Hollywood.
There you go. Short little pop.
Yeah, trying to make you look bad there, Matt. He ran for 6 up the middle on that one. 93 yards on the game now.
Well, again, that run can work. You just need to block for Hollywood. He's not going to break tackles. But if he gets by that first line, I mean, it's a track meet.
2nd down and 4. Already in field goal range. Hollywood gets this one, stays in bounds, and scoots out at the 25-yard line, stopping the clock with 7:26 to go. at the 25. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. You can visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. You can get the gear that the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. Dynasty to throw on 1st and 10. Hits Siege Falco over the middle for a gain of 6 inside the red zone.
So apparently you've been looking in the wrong places, Mike, because this moose is from Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Okay. All right. Well,
it's a small state, so you should be able to, look quickly.
It's not that big. So I'll have to visit Rhode Island. It's just east of Connecticut, so not too terribly far away from the great New York State. Hollywood taking this one behind the 20, but using that speed and the spin move, gets up to the 14, and the clock will continue to roll. And another fresh set of downs for the Swarm.
I think that's the most dangerous screen pass in this league. You get Hollywood some space again, and he's been real good, especially, when he doesn't have to, start from a dead stop, although he did well previously on that. And look at the clock now, Mike. It's a real problem for Baltimore. Atlanta should just run the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Either run or even those swing routes that we've seen. This run goes nowhere as he's tackled by Marvin Himes for a loss of 1 back at they'll still mark it at the 14-yard line, but it'll be a 2nd down and 11 now.
It doesn't matter because a field goal makes it a 3-possession game, even with 2-point conversions, Mike. So you just run that clock, and then kick the field goal, give it back to Baltimore.
Dynasty, short drop, quick pass, complete towards the end zone, tackled right at the goal line. Getting Will Todd involved again. Nearly getting 6.
This is why Matt Wilson is not a head coach in the SFL, folks, because another wide open play. Oh man, I thought that ball touched the white line, Mike, but you know what I'd love to see here?
A throw to the tight end, of course.
Screen. Look at them all packed up. I think we're just going to see a handoff to Hollywood. Let's see if Baltimore's defense can step up.
PDG Hollywood carries it into the end zone for another Atlanta touchdown, and they are literally and figuratively running away with this one at this point.
Yeah, Baltimore, I mean, they're going to need some Giovanni Bolt magic right now. And look at this blocking, Mike. There's nobody. Hollywood went sideways, and he still scored. He could have went left, right, up, down. As long as he was moving towards the end zone, he was going to score in.
(37-17) with the extra point try forthcoming. Will Todd, Matt, he was the rookie first rounder for the Atlanta Swarm, almost having his first career touchdown to be denied by being tackled on the goal line. And that one was even, I don't know, somewhat questionable. Like, that may have been worth a challenge, but yeah, I mean, when you can just hand it off to Hollywood and have him just punch it, I mean, inches away, why challenge it? But I mean, Will Todd was probably screaming, "Throw the flag!"
Ran some more time off the clock. They got another play, another 20 seconds or so, and now Baltimore's we got to see the big play out of them. Do they have it in their playbook? They got something 25 yards plus. They need big chunks and a lot of them. Or this man could return it for a touchdown.
I was to say, maybe we can see a big play right here by Giovanni Bolt. Breaking through a tackle and up past the 40. He's crossing midfield. One man to beat. Can he go to the 20? 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bolt.
Lightning strikes, Mike. Lightning
Absolutely,
strikes.
Matt. There it is. You asked for a big play, and you got yourself a big play. We've been asking for it all game, and there it is. Giovanni Bolt breaking tackles, taking it to the house, and getting some more points on the board for his team.
Oof. Just punishing running by Bolt all night. He had some openings. Look at the speed. 438 doesn't have a chance. And now Baltimore just like, well, back in the game. 2 scores again. They're going to kick it deep. And if their defense, Mike, can stop Hollywood or get a pick, things are going to get real interesting real fast. So it's up to this Atlanta offense to be conservative, but they need to be a little bit more aggressive now, only down 2 scores instead of 1.
6 kick return touchdowns now for Giovanni Bolt on his career as he continues to climb the leaderboard. Baltimore now with 24 points on the board, which puts them pretty close to a very interesting stat, Matt.
What is that, Mike?
Well, Baltimore Vultures, at 24 points, if they at least hit 3 more, obviously they'll still be leading, or still be trailing. But they've won 16 in a row. This onside kick try, and it's recovered by the Atlanta Swarm. So when scoring 27 points or more, they've won 16 games in a row. The last time they lost while scoring over 27 points was at Atlanta back on July 17th of 2020, last year.
I don't like that onside kick call when you have all your timeouts and 5 minutes to go. You almost put Atlanta in field goal range.
Yeah, I agree. But they could try to hope for some turnovers as the defense back out onto the field, wrapping up BDG Hollywood and getting them down at the 36-yard line.
The other thing, Hollywood's got to be careful because hard hit on a spin can lead to fumbles. And these wily spaces, especially with Bolt, might try to knock the ball out. So 2 hands for safety. Don't have to go too crazy on these runs, Hollywood.
Dynasty under center. Hollywood in the backfield. Letting as much time tick off as possible. 9 in the box for the Vultures. Hollywood able to stay in bounds, but can't slip through the arms of Nolan Pierce, which is good because usually with that spin, he's able to make at least the first man miss. Pierce has had quite enough of that. 3rd down and 2, ticking down inside 4 minutes.
I'd run it again.
Yeah, big play right here, Matt. If they can get the stop, then the game's not quite out of reach. If they can't, then the Swarm can allow another couple of minutes to tick off, at least get all the way down to the 2-minute warning. See what happens here on this play. Dynasty under center. 4 down linemen for the Vultures. Dynasty will throw, swings it out to Hollywood. Hollywood has to regain his footing, and he's leveled in the backfield. Flying back in there for the 2nd consecutive play. Nolan Pierce with the stop.
Oh, the
4th
short
down
side
and
of
2.
the field. Why, Atlanta? But it's not all bad news, Mike. Field goal is still a very good possibility here. Going to run a lot of clock out, and Baltimore, maybe a second bolt of lightning, Mike. You never know. It says lightning never strikes twice, but with Bolt back there, never for sure.
Yeah, when your name is Bolt, you can strike as often as you want. 48-yard field goal try from the right hash. He's made 1 from 29 earlier on in this game. Kick is on its way, and it is good from 48 officially. 41 points now on the board for the Swarm. So, Matt, 16 consecutive games if you score 27 points or more, but when you're going up against a squad like Atlanta that's now put 41 points on the board all by themselves, it's still going to be a tall feat to overcome. Over-under in this game, 54.5. We've blown that one away with more points potentially to come in this one. Giovanni Bolt, about a 100-yard kick return touchdown. The last time Sammy Steele kicked it off. This one's 5 yards deep. He's not going to try for the repeat. I don't know. I think I would have brought it out. But
you tell your returner you're going to take this out no matter what.
Joshua Williams back out onto the field now for the Atlanta defense. 96 career tackles for a loss. That's 6th amongst defensive tackles. And he'll be a man to watch. You actually just saw him on your screen right there, big number 99. He's going to be trying to get after Wigmore in these obvious passing situations. Wigmore deep over the middle. That one is caught. And all the way up nearly to midfield. Better late than never. Joining the party is Daley Holder, his first catch of the ball game, and that one's good for a nice gain up to the 49-yard line.
Broke that. That would have been.
Another quick pass over the middle, and that one is also caught up to the 34. Officially the 35. Makchima with his 8th catch of the ball game. And make it 9. He catches it again, getting it up to the 22. Wigmore Hurrying back to the line. Can they get that off? No, they cannot. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. So first down and 10. The Vultures in possession and on the move at the Atlanta 22. Can they score? We'll find out on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Live from the Hive, 41-24, Atlanta in the lead, but Baltimore with the ball. On the move, they've been flying down the field on this drive. 2 minutes to go. First down and 10. Wigmore out route to the bottom, and that one's incomplete. A rare drop by Lloyd Graham Jr. Only cost them 2 seconds and 1 down. Second down and 10.
Yeah, Lloyd Graham talking to the corner. I don't know why he dropped it, but so Baltimore's got all their timeouts. If they can score a touchdown without using any of these timeouts, that's going to be very important. If they can recover the onside kick, things get interesting.
And all 3 timeouts still in their possession. Wigmore out route to the top. That one is caught by Ivory Irvin, and Irvin gets out of bounds, setting up a 3rd down and 1. Coming up on the SFL post-game update, we'll send you to bonus coverage of the Carolina Queen City game. Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will break down the Baltimore-Atlanta game, and we'll preview SFL action that's coming up tonight on For the Fans and the SFL's Twitch page. It's all coming up on the SFL post-game update. Big 3rd down here now for Baltimore. 3rd and 1 from the 13. Short drop for Wigmore. Finds Lloyd Graham Jr. up at the top. First down and goal from the 8. Matt, I'd like to see him take some shots at the end zone here now.
Yeah, really dig a little deeper here.
Wigmore, Irvin down to the goal line. 2nd goal now from the 1.
Goal line set. This is a mismatch. Baltimore should get a touchdown here unless they get to what?
Wigmore's got to snap the ball. Gets it out to Gaines fumbling the football. And Baltimore forced to call a timeout. I did not think that was a backwards pass.
Boy, this is a weird situation, isn't it? they took the timeout. I don't know about that, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was right down the line. I do not think that. All right, so they're going to review. So we'll see. I don't know if they'll get the timeout back.
I've never been in this situation before. Not sure what's going to happen here. Let's see. Is the ball forward?
That's forward.
Oh boy.
That looks forward
Well,
to me. If it's not forward, it's definitely not backwards. I mean, I think we can.
I don't know what to think right now.
And the call on the field is overturned. And so it will be third down, but I don't know if Baltimore gets their timeout back. I think since that was called, it remains called. So, but third down and goal from the 1. So the lost yardage is no longer a thing. So third down and 1 from the 1. Swinging out to Gaines, and Gaines is tackled for a loss of 2, and Baltimore has to burn timeout number 2. Week 8 begins next Saturday on Next Level Sports. There's 2 division leaders, Los Angeles and, here they are, Baltimore, are in action. The Lycans face the Atlanta Swarm, and then the Vultures will host rival Carolina in the Battle of the Birds. Bonus coverage includes Fort Worth hosting Vegas, St. Louis, and Mexico City. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the SFL. Fourth down and goal.
Big one here.
Wigmore throws towards the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Unfortunately, they had to waste those timeouts. It's an interesting conundrum. If they hadn't called the timeout, would the replay booth had enough time to look at that? But now they just got to recover the onsides and go from there no matter what.
Yeah, it is going to come down to that. With 1 minute and 13 seconds to go, they need the onside or it's going to be all over. And now with 30 points on the board, they have hit that 27-point mark. 16 in a row. That could come to an end here in this one. It's a mark that no other SFL team has ever been able to achieve. 16 in a row, scoring 27 or more. Extra point is up and good. 10-point ball game, which of course is 2 scores. So it all starts right here with this onside kick.
Drum roll,
Sharp
please.
Tarkington, one of the greatest kickers in the league. But can he get this onside kick back into the hands of the Vultures? Looking right, looking left. And here we go. High bounce, and who's got it? It's recovered by the Swarm, and that should just about do it in this one. A few kneel downs, and that will wrap things up as Bryant Dynasty probably remains on the sidelines. I don't know. We'll see. Is he back out on the field to take the final snaps? Indeed he is. So Dynasty out in victory formation, and he will kneel this one down. So Matt, your final thoughts in this ball game as Atlanta is 2 snaps away from victory?
I think, unfortunately, Wigmore's turnovers, that 1 pick 6, Mike, you take that off the board and even put a 3 in there, and now it's a 1-possession game. So, unfortunately for Baltimore, they just couldn't overcome those, and Atlanta played pretty clean for the most part and got BDG involved enough to take this game.
Baltimore Vultures 5-1 coming into the game. Atlanta 3-3. Jack Wigmore had 10 interceptions in the first 6 games of the season. Has 4 in this one, ending tonight's game 32 of 47, over 300 yards. He's 315 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, those stats, you know, Matt, if I told you that you were going to have 32 completions, 68% completion percentage for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, you would think for sure that'd be good enough for a win. But like you said, those 4 turnovers, definitely costly. Moose Papineau, the benefactor of 3 of those, taking 1 to the house for a pick 6. So we have that. And we also had Giovanni Bolt with a kick return touchdown. It was a very exciting game on both sides of the ball. And 20 seconds to go as the clock rolls down in this one. Coming up next week, as we mentioned, the Los Angeles Lycans will be here in Atlanta The Storm will be hosting that ball game. Baltimore goes back home. They will host the Carolina Skyhawks. And speaking of the Carolina Skyhawks, Matt, we'll send it over to bonus coverage. Final score in this one, Baltimore 31, Atlanta 41. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. For Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine, and I am Mike Daggs. We'll send it over to Buffalo for the conclusion of Carolina Queen City. Steve Hacker and Mark Lopez, take it away.
Carolina's going to have to burn their final timeout. Minute 52 remaining in the ball game. Queen City in the SFL red zone, Mark. It's looking like Carolina's going to really need to stop Queen City here, create a turnover if they can.
Definitely.
And for those of you just joining us from Atlanta, where Atlanta secured a 41-31 victory, you're watching the Simulation Football League, where Queen City at home is up 27-20. Game is in their hands. Jet Zero on second down, gets the first down to the Carolina 15-yard line.
What a beast. And of all the first downs of Queen City, they have 8 first downs this game and 14 third down attempts. He might have all of those first downs, just maybe not all of them, but he has gotten a fair share of those first downs. Just the consistency, the reliability that he is for this team. By the way, 133 yards in 30 attempts. What an incredible night.
I'm Steven Hacker. Mark Lopez. Wanted to introduce ourselves. Jet Zero did end with 30 carries. Queen City with the 7-point lead. Going to kneel on this one, the victory formation, as Carolina has no timeouts remaining. And Queen City just has to kneel on it a couple of times to take the ball game. And Caswell, Mark had a fantastic ball game, played pretty 15-26, 2 touchdowns, had the 1 interception, up to 200 yards passing. Jet Zero had a heck of a ball game. Again, 30 carries, up over 130 yards rushing. Hubba Kimbrell had quite a few pancake or just really good blocks to spring big runs for him. Great blocking up front. Carolina elected to use a 3-man front as they have much of the season, and Queen City's running game really kind of overpowered the defensive line, wouldn't you say, Mark?
Yeah, 100%. And it is the running defense of Carolina continues tonight, allowing more than 100 yards in the season so far per game. They've allowed 133 yards from Jet Zero. And how about this, Steven, for a momentum swinger for the season? Queen City, last game, they stopped their 4-game losing streak this game. A.J. Caswell, 92 QBR last game, 109 QBR, despite all season having a 60 QBR.
This was the meeting between these two teams. Queen City has just secured their 9th victory all-time in this matchup. Great ball game from James Matthew Jr., 151 receiving yards with touchdowns, both explosive touchdown scoring plays for the Corsairs. Really the big difference maker. Harish Prasad, Mark, had that 80-yard punt return. That was a really big dynamite play for the Skyhawks in the first half.
Right.
James Troll had really good performance for the Corsairs, keeping the pressure on the Skyhawks all game long.
And how about this stat? 9 pass deflections by the Carolina defense, and yet A.J. Caswell finishing with a 92 QBR. Solid performance by him.
Corsairs on defense did a really good job slowing down Prasad through the air, mostly done by creating pressure by their defensive line. Jeff Duffy, David Tilley, Tina Begin, Digger Graves was in there getting pressure on Xander Gold, and he had a bunch of forced throws. The Corsairs were able to capitalize on that, create defensive turnover, and then their offense was just able to chew up Carolina's, and were able to walk away here at home with a nice victory to move to 3-4 on the season. Carolina's going to drop to 3-4 also for the loss. Player of the game, Mark. Go to James here for his 2 touchdowns, 150 performance.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's a toss-up between him and Jet Zero, but definitely James Matthews played lights out, ball out tonight. even though most of those years were in the first half. Incredible showing.
And make sure you stay tuned for the post-game update after the commercial break. I'm Steven Hacker. He's Mark Lopez. Down in the stats truck for Phil Koss, back at SFL headquarters, Commissioner Irvine. Stay tuned for the post-game update right after the break.
Welcome to the SFL post-game update with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Wrapping up action here on FTF around the world. Let's start with that Queen City victory. They held off Carolina. The Skyhawks were surging, but a 27-20 victory for Queen City marks, Mike, the fourth consecutive team here on Sunday with a worse record, beating a team with a better record as Queen City improves to 3-4.
To make it 14-13, but Queen City in the second half rode the coattails of Jet Zero, had 30 carries, 132 yards and a touchdown. And after after Carolina had pulled within 7, Queen City had a huge drive in which Jet Zero was a big part of that to close that game out.
Yeah, Carolina, they just couldn't get a stop. They just couldn't give their offense one more opportunity. Harish Prasad had the first punt return touchdown of the season in that game as well. Boy, what a stomping for Atlanta. They put Baltimore in the dirt. 5-2 go the Vultures. Atlanta is maybe the big winner of this week with St. Louis's loss. Atlanta is now a game back of the division lead with their 41-31 romping of the Vultures today. That's the best Atlanta's looked all season.
Yeah, kind of an up and down season thus far for Atlanta. They're right one game below, one game, come back even to 500. Now here they are 7 weeks in. They're above 500, one game out of the division lead. And a big game today from Moose Papper now, 3 interceptions, 1 for a pick 6. They really got them rolling midway through the second half there in the third quarter. And then after that, Bryant Dynasty, who had a solid game, I think only 4 incompletions all game long, 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, late touchdown to Siege Falco to really get them going. Baltimore scored 31 points, but they really didn't seem to get anything, going consistently on offense. They had a, kick return from Giovanni Bolt, but other than that, it was just kind of struggle for them all day to really get anything going.
So Atlanta just a game back, and Queen City gets a win. They're 2 games back of Baltimore now. And Queen City, they're a big winner too. London lost, so Corsairs are moving back up slowly. Well, action shifts to Twitch for the last 2 games of the night on FTF Twitch at twitch.tv/FTF Next. Chris Curtis, Ryan Caudell have the call of action in Las Vegas. The Fury hosts San Diego. Charleston takes on Los Angeles. I will be back on the call with Stephen Mullinex in that game. That's on the SFL's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/SimulationFL. And the next week, action starts in Atlanta. The Swarm hosts Los Angeles, Vegas, Fort Worth, Carolina, Baltimore, and St. Louis, Mexico City, part of that Saturday slate that starts on Next Level Sports. Well, for Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been the Simulation Football League on For the Fans, and we'll see you next weekend. Mike, say goodbye to the folks.
Hey, it was a great weekend of football, week 7. Next week starts week 8, and guess what? We're starting down the home stretch of the season.
That we are. We'll see you then. This has been the SFL Postgame Update, and you've been watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans.